Hey and welcome to this tutorial brought to you by Velocity VFX, and today I'm going to create a city in After Effects using Element 3D from Video Copilot, as well as Metropolitan pack from Video Copilot. A Metropolitan pack is a building pack. You can buy it at videocopilot.net, and let's get started. So we're going to start with new composition, obviously, and 920 by 1080, hit OK, and new layer, solid, same composition size, and hit OK. And then we're gonna go to our effects, go to Video Copilot and Element, and we're going to go to Group 1 and open the particle replicator, and instead of point we wanna have plane. Next we're going to go to Scene Setup and go to our Element 3D plugin, and to our motion Metropolitan building pack. We're going to use Metropolitan no antenna, simply because it will not be so hard on our PC. I think we'll go a little bit smoother, a little bit faster. But if you have a beefy PC, you can go with the antennas as well. Next, we're going to go to our street layout 2, night, street layout 3, night, street layout 4, night as well, and we're going to go to street layout 5. That's four city layout or city blocks, squares. And next we want to position them into a square so they're not stacked on top of each other. Let's go in closer. And the reason we are going closer is because we want to lay we're going to make sure the streets are perfectly positioned next into each other, like so. That's one. Let's go to the next and drag it out like so. Next we wanna position the streets next to each other, so it's going a little bit closer. Like so. And then we go to street layout 2 and move the X position out, like so, and move it so the streets are positioned perfectly. So let's move it in. There we go. And when you have that all positioned perfectly, you want to hit OK and exit the Element 3D plugin. Next, we want to create a. If you want to, when you're still in your group 1, you want to scroll down to where it says Create Group Null. Create it like so, and just move. What this will do is this will control where we will move, or the movement of our buildings. So let's just put it more centrally, like so. Perfect. Next, you want to create a camera. So layer, camera, 2 node, 28mm, hit OK. And then you want to go back to your Element 3D layer, and you want to go to your particle count, and let's say we want to go with maybe 90. Next, as you can see now, what we did was we have multiple particle count of the same buildings we had before. So what you want to do is you don't want to have them stacked on top of each other like that. So go to your shape scale and drag it up so the buildings will be unstacked basically. Maybe let's go to the camera and zoom out like so, and continue dragging the buildings off each other. Now we can see the streets, that's a good sign. let's move it, let's drag it a little bit up. Hold the mouse button, the middle mouse button, and then drag where you want to position up or down. That's good. Maybe even give it a little bit more on the shape scale. Perfect. Or maybe not, let me see. No, this is good. Around 150, 155 is good for now. Next, you want to go to the render settings and you want to go to ambient occlusion and you want to enable that. Now you want to drag the intensity of the SSAO up. This is basically, this will like create difference between the dark and like basically will create shadowy areas on our buildings. Multi-sampling to 4 and the contrast maybe to, let's say, 25. And you want to go to adaptive blur and pump that up a little bit as well. First multi-sampling 2 and maybe darken to 0.10. Maybe that was a little bit much, but we will come back to it. Next, you wanna create a, actually, yeah, let's create a new light, and let it be, excuse me, that was not a light, new light, there we go. Make it parallel and hit OK. Next, you wanna go to your intensity and let's maybe try 120 for now. There we go. And you wanna Google yourself a background image, something like this, where you can see all the way into the distance and you have a foggy area and the buildings are not too huge even in the foreground. This kind of flat type of background building with a foggy area at the end. You want to drop that all the way at the end of your composition and make sure you make it a 3D object by enabling the square. Next, you want to drag it all the way to the back by holding shift and moving the set position to the back. Secondly, if you have a light, you see we don't see the image, it's just black. And that's because we have the light affecting our 2D, now 3D layer. So hit AA quickly, tap it quickly. You will see the accept shadows, accept lights, turn both of them off. Now you see our image is visible or not black. Next, you wanna scale it up like so. See? Like that maybe, and then let's rotate it because it looks like the rotation is not. Maybe that's okay. It's okay. It's because of the camera, I believe. Let me see. Actually, let's rotate it anyway. There we go. And maybe drag it down. Doesn't look quite right, so there are a couple things we probably have to adjust. Let me see. Let's go to the camera and the zoom tool, and I think we have to spread these buildings even more. Yeah, definitely think we have to spread the building. They're too stacked still. Yep. Let's go back to our element 3D layer and go to our particle replicator menu and just unstack them even more. That's a little bit better. Much better. Now you see now we are starting to line up with the buildings becoming smaller and smaller. And now we can zoom up a little bit more because thing, things look a little bit more natural, so we can see them even in closer details. Now we want to go to, in the render settings, we're gonna go to where it says lighting, just the second one in render settings, and we wanna just start playing with it. With this is different lighting setup already that comes with Element 3D, and they are really nice. So we can just start playing with them already. So let's say dramatic, maybe. Nope. Cinematic. Just like play around. Yeah, cinematic looks kind of nice, but let's just keep going for now. Stylized even looks much more. So you just have to try to, oh, perfect. You just have to try to match the image. That's the whole point. So I like this 360. I even, yeah, okay. But we need some color. We can't have it to be too gray, so too gray. Even basic looks good. So, stylized or 360. For now, let's just stay with stylized. I want to go back into our Element 3D and just click on Scene Setup. Just want to enable the environment, and this is another plugin you actually need, or pack you need from Element 3D or videocopilot.net. It's called Pro Shaders. It's just built in actually environment. It's called Blacklight Environments. It's just built in environment maps that comes with Element 3D. Or actually you buy and you put them into Element 3D basically. Pro Shaders, videocopilot.net. So Blacklight 2K. Just gonna try to go with the even lit map. Maybe pump up the intensity of that light. See, there we go. And next, let's see, we added a light, right? Didn't we? Let's just try to see if we can play a little bit with this light as well. Just try to position it like, see what works and what doesn't work. Yeah, it's fine. Next, what will sell this image even more, or this scene, just what will sell this even more is, you see, you want this area to be the few last buildings here to have fog like the 2D image has. So what you want to do is go to your Element 3D, and then you want to scroll down. The amazing thing with Element 3D is it has so many built-in options. So what you want to do is you want to go to render settings, and you want to go down to fog. There it is. Enable it, and what you want to do is, let me just, you want to take the color or fog color tool, grab it like so, and just click it on the background where you have fog from the 2D, now 3D layer. Just click on it, and you see now we have some matching fog, maybe a little bit darker. Let me see. Something like that. So what you want to do is you want to go to the fog distance and just pump it up, because we don't want all these buildings to be fog. We just want it at the edge. That was too much. I think they think maybe this fog is a little bit too bright. We just want it at the edge. It's still, I feel like it's still on too many buildings. And maybe lower the fog opacity a little bit as well. Let's try to actually grab the fog from some other place. Okay, yeah, I was actually scrolling the wrong way. So this is perfect. Now we see where the line of the fog goes, but it's definitely too bright. There we go. Just a little bit lighter than what we have now, just barely. Okay, that's okay. Let's actually put the rendering on full so we can see a little bit better what's going on. Maybe put up the fog intensity back a little bit just to check. Back to 50. There we go. And maybe bring down so we have a little bit more. There we go. Something like that. Now I wanna just like maybe bring down the 2D layer just a little bit lower. Not much, but just a little bit. Maybe make it slightly bigger as well. Scale. No, it was actually fine where it was. This is starting to take shape. So next we wanna maybe add some kind of color correction tools. Actually, before we go into that, let me see. Maybe have few bigger buildings. So let's go back to our element 3D layer. And now I wanna just close this one, add a new folder, bring it above the first folder, and instead of group 1 we want to make it group 2. And now we just want to add individual buildings, not street layouts, but just individual buildings like that one. Maybe this one and this one and this one. There we go. And now let's unstack them. And just spread them out a little bit so they pop up some different places. And maybe add this one as well. So let's just make some kind of funny looking 5 buildings. Okay, there we go. And now we added them in group 2. So let's go to group 2. There we are in group 2, and then go to particle replicator, maybe make it plain as well. And in group 2, want to increase the particle count, maybe like to, let's say 5. And just like do the shape scale so they're not on top of each other. And secondly, we want to go to particle look and randomize the angle. So particle look, rotation, particle rotation, there we are. And on Y you want to type 90, so they are not all facing in the same direction, and they're like I don't like that. Let me see. I don't like that the buildings are just like, maybe like move them actually back into each other, for instance, something like that. And just like maybe move them again a little bit. Let's see. I want them mixed. I don't want them to like have one building standing for alone in a group of same buildings. Hmm. Hmm. Just trying to actually position them closer in this area, or maybe in here. Ooh, am I facing it the wrong way, or let me see. Yep, we're kind of on the right track. We go, but now I want to decrease the particle count to maybe 3. See, maybe even less. Here we go, and scale it, scale them down a little bit more. Let's see if this will do. I want to scale up one building, so this one. I'm actually not sure about this. Let's go scroll down and maybe make 2 iterations. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. And maybe even move it closer to the front. And scale it down even more. Actually not sure about group 2. Let's see. Let's try to actually move it even more to the front to see if that's what's needed. No, I'm not sure about this at all. Yeah, I think that's okay. That's fine. This will do. Maybe make them just a little bit bigger. And then move it back into the position like so. Nah, no, just keep it like it was. That's fine. Actually, I don't think we need any more stuff. let's do a solid, just black bars basically, like so. And grab your rectangle tool and just make black bars, maybe a little bit smaller, like so. And then just do the invert on the mask. There it is, and deactivate it. Actually, maybe we did. I actually want more of the sky, but let's see if we can solve that with the camera. No, I think I made the black bars a little bit too big. Let's just delete the mask and have a smaller black bars. There it is. I think this will do. Is the bottom too small though? Yep, that's fine. Deactivate the mask tool, mask lines, and let's see. Yeah, I like this. Maybe a little bit more fog at the end area. But otherwise, I think this actually looks really, really nice. I think it was one of the better cities I've actually made. Uh, yeah, I just need to mask the end areas a little bit more, maybe with a little bit more, fog. So let's go down to our fog settings. There it is, and let's see. Let me try new fog. Hmm. Just have to get the right amount of. There we go. I think this is perfect. And then pump up the fog a little bit more, and maybe lower the threshold, like make it come in further, or maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, I think this will do. Perfect. So there we go. Let's try to just animate it slightly. Go to camera position, hit P, and just make a key. Let's see. Let's actually create our starting position for the camera or the view as well. Let's see. Something like maybe this. Down a bit. There we go. Let's just check the view first. Come on. This is the problem with having a slow computer. There we go. Now let's just make all of these keys in case we want to change something on the end. And let's say 4 seconds will do for now. And let's start animating, obviously. Here we go. Wrong way. Excuse me. The other way. A little bit too much though. just until you find like a place that looks good and you stick with it. Yeah, I think that we hit that place Rob's talking about. And I think, yeah, I'm happy with that. So let's see. Let's go all the way back to the start and see if we can play this, or if it goes too slow, I'll just put it in the tutorial at the end. So we've gone through lighting, adding light, and also working with the built-in lights in Element 3D. So we went to stylized, we worked with the shadow, darker area. We went with fog, masking the edge, and we've added buildings, and we've randomized, and we've like added multiple different things. We actually didn't even isn't even necessary to actually add or enable the glow settings, even though we have some glows. We haven't even enabled the glows. Um, we could do that. I actually don't see a reason for it. It looks nice as it is. Um, so yeah, I think this is perfect. We got the animation. We have something that looks fairly realistic. So I think, yeah, I'm gonna end it here. Uh, as my PC is starting to slow down. I hope you liked this tutorial. If you have any questions or anything, let me know. Put it in the comment sections. And if you like this tutorial, please subscribe, thumbs up, and all of that good stuff. Thank you for watching, and see you till next time. Bye.